All right, guys, last week we focused on classifying triangles. This week we are going to focus on classifying quadrilaterals. So, quadrilaterals and triangles are both a part of the category that we're going to be studying, which is called polygons. So, take a look at this hierarchy here. We looked at it last week. Our main category are polygons. So we have four different polygons that we are studying: triangles, quadrilaterals, pentagons, and hexagons. So as you'll see here, we have the word category up here. Polygons, this is the category or the type of object that is being sorted throughout this hierarchy. You will also see on the side we have subcategories. There are three subcategories: the types of polygons, the types of triangles classified by angles, and the types of triangles classified by size. All right, the big idea that we are going to be studying this week is that any of the shapes in a subcategory share all of the properties of the shapes in the subcategories above them, all the way up to the starting category. Important note, it does not work in reverse. So let's take a look at what I'm talking about here. So you'll see on the left-hand side, you'll see the arrows are going up, okay? So this works. An obtuse isosceles triangle is also a triangle. Is also an isosceles triangle, which is also a triangle, which is also a polygon. Okay, so this works. All obtuse isosceles triangles are also isosceles triangles. All isosceles triangles are also triangles, and all triangles are also polygons. Now, our important note says that this does not work in reverse. So take a look on the right-hand side. Okay, not all polygons are triangles. Not all triangles are isosceles triangles. Not all isosceles triangles are obtuse triangles. Okay, so it won't go in reverse, but it will always work from the bottom up when looking at your hierarchy. Let's talk quadrilaterals. How many quadrilaterals can you name from the ones, can you name before I show the ones below? I want you to pause the video and think of as many as you can. All right. You probably named some of these. We've got a rectangle, a square, a trapezoid, a rhombus, a parallelogram, and a kite. So these are the 6 quadrilaterals we're going to be studying. Here are the hierarchies for a quadrilateral. So up top, we have the word quadrilateral, okay? So that's any polygon with 4 sides. Now, our next tier, we've got trapezoid, a parallelogram, and a kite. So a trapezoid is a quadrilateral, so it's also a quadrilateral, that has one pair of parallel sides. A parallelogram is a quadrilateral with 2 pairs of parallel sides that are opposite of each other. And a kite is a quadrilateral with 2 pairs of adjacent sides that are congruent. Now we go into our next tier on our hierarchy, and we have a rectangle and a rhombus. So both a rectangle and a rhombus are parallelograms. A rhombus is also a kite. A rectangle is a parallelogram with 4 right angles. A rhombus is a parallelogram or a kite with 4 congruent sides. And down at the very bottom we have our square. So the square is all of this that it's connected to here. So a square is a parallelogram or a kite with 4 right angles and 4 congruent sides. So let's take a look at how this works. So remember, it doesn't work in a reverse, but if you start from the bottom and work up, you can say that a square, all squares are also rectangles. All rectangles are parallelograms, and all parallelograms are quadrilaterals. Now, the opposite, going from top to bottom, does not work, okay? All quadrilaterals are not parallelograms. Some are trapezoids, and some are kites. All parallelograms are not rectangles. Some are also rhombuses. And all rectangles are not squares. Some don't have 4 congruent sides. So today, you guys are going to practice by studying this hierarchy and answering some questions. So let's try an example together. The question asks, compare a rhombus and a square. List 2 ways in which they are alike and 2 ways they are different. So let's find rhombus and square here, okay? So let's first think of how they are alike. Well, a square and a rhombus both are parallelograms, okay? So I would type that in here. So 2 ways they are alike. Both are parallelograms. Another way they're both alike, they have 4 congruent sides. All right, 2 ways they are different. Let's go ahead and study that. And I want you to go ahead and pause the video, and I want you to study the square and the rhombus and try and think, how are they different? All right. So one way that they are different, a square has 4 right angles. A rhombus, we don't know that it has 4 right angles, right? So square has 4 right angles. All right, how else are they different? I'm stumped here, guys. All right, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to leave that one way, and if you find the second way that they are different, I want you to message me in the chat, all right? All right, guys, so today you are going to be using this hierarchy to answer some questions like we just practiced on the different quadrilaterals. If you need some help, you can join me tomorrow on Zoom at 11:30. Good luck, guys.